Robert Coons here with First Endurance. I'm here with Michael Lovato, who is now doing his 12th Kona Ironman. He's certainly a veteran out here and one that really understands the course and what it takes to do well out here. Talk about what it means about doing your 12th Ironman, or 12th Kona Ironman.
Yeah, 12th Kona Ironman. It's pretty special. I mean, there aren't a lot of people that have done this many, in the pro ranks. There are a few, but it's really cool. I haven't done any race on the planet as many times as I've done this one, so that's kind of a unique thing. It gets me fired up. Greg Welch interviewed me the other day, and one thing that he said is you always seem to get up for this race, and while I have had a couple of bad races, I've had pretty good success here, and it fires me up. I love racing on the island, so to be my number 12, man, I feel great about that.
And how many top 10s have you had here?
I've had 3.
3 top 10s? You're looking for another top 10 this Sunday?
Absolutely, going for another one. I'd like to be even further up there if I could, just pushing those guys. I know I'm physically capable of it, and I think if I put my experience to use, I'm going to be able to trump a lot of those guys that are coming here, as rookies.
Good. Now, one of the things as a nutrition company, we're going to talk a little bit about nutrition.
Yeah.
Today is Thursday. We have Friday tomorrow. Race day's on Saturday. So tomorrow, what are you going to do tomorrow, nutrition-wise, diet-wise? Do you do anything different?
I don't do anything different, drastically different. I think that, I train myself over the course of a week to kind of have a pattern of food, pattern of consumption that I'll stick to. And so what that means for Friday is just, I will have maybe a larger breakfast than normal after I do some training. So I'll wake up first thing and have just like probably a bagel or a bagel and a banana, head out and do like swim, bike, run. I do try and get a little bit of exercise right away, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of each, nothing much. And then I come back and then I have a really big breakfast. So I like to fuel up big time right then, sometime before 9 a.m. We're on early time zone here. So something pretty early. And then, you know what, the thing that kind of stands out is I do like to salt my food up a lot tomorrow. That tends to work for me. I don't overdo it. I've got a high sweat rate, but it's not particularly, concentrated with sodium, I've found. So, I salt my food up. I think that does help. I know that race morning, as with most of these mornings here in Hawaii, I'm waking up, about 3 pounds heavier than I do every day in training in Boulder, and that's on purpose. Carbohydrates are filled up, water's in there, glycogen stores are up, so.
Yeah, a little sodium, the glycogen all fills you up a little bit more, so on purpose you're a little few pounds heavier holding that water. That's a good thing for Kona, where it can be so hot, and fueling and hydration's key.
It's a good thing because I know I won't have them at the end of the race, so those pounds will go the other way and finish 5 or 6 pounds light,
So Saturday morning then, what time are you waking up?
You know what, I'll get up at 3:30 a.m., probably maybe 3:15, but I get up pretty early. Usually you wake up before the alarm, and the first thing I do is do a very short jog. I like to do a short jog down to Li'i or up by where I'm staying now towards the pit, old part of the course, and I just wake myself up, come back, have a really big breakfast. Normal, probably about 1,100, 1,200 calories. It's a pretty solid breakfast. And that's just my basic. It's the thing I have before every workout. There'll be a little fruit smoothie and a bagel, almond butter, banana. I usually run some agave or some honey over the top of that, make it easy to go down. Multi-V, Optogen, and 16 ounces of water. It's kind of like clockwork every morning.
Now, some of our pros love to use Ultragen in their smoothie, or Ultragen alone for the breakfast. Are you doing Ultragen as well, or are you just doing this fruit smoothie?
Yeah, I'll always drop a scoop, at least 1 scoop of Ultragen into my pre-race smoothie. Absolutely.
Okay, now you're heading over to race. Are you sipping on EFS, or just water, or nothing?
I bring a 24-ounce bottle just like this, full of EFS, 2 scoops, a little bit rounded, so it's a tiny bit above 200 calories, more or less, and I'll sip that throughout my warm-up. I also carry a flask with me of liquid shot, and that one I try and take like as I'm getting ready to walk down. This one, it's a little bit earlier. It's probably about 25 minutes before the start. I'll have a sip of that liquid shot, probably about 120 calories, I'd guess, goes in.
Okay, great. Then you go through your swim, get on the bike, and you have 2 water bottles in your down tube, or just 1?
This year's configuration is a little different. I got a front bottle. I got 1 big 32-ounce bottle on the frame, and I have 1 of these behind my seat.
Okay.
It's just 1 little tucked up under the saddle. So 24 ounces of EFS, 2 scoops in there, 32 ounces of EFS with 2.5 scoops. That's 450 calories. I have that twice because I pick up the same thing in special needs.
Okay.
So that's, yeah.
Are you carrying or using any liquid shot on the
Good
bike?
question. Yeah, absolutely. Two flasks. So one of them is in a bento box. The other one's in my with my helmet. I tuck it in my pocket. I've got 2 of those, 800 calories. I'll get every bit in. Actually, I try and top it off, that little extra space in there, just a little dab.
All about the calories.
It's all about the calories, and you know, my secret ingredient always is a little bit of solid food. And since we don't have the EFS bars right now, sorry Robert, but I do go to a Milky Way, which isn't nearly as scientifically formulated or nearly as good. Doesn't have quite the ingredients, but it just fills up that little bit of hunger that I get. So I have to mention that. I do a little solid food in there.
Yeah, some do like that. I know that. Some of their pros like having just a little bit of solid, settles their stomach a little bit. Some go straight liquid.
Yep.
But you know, everyone's a little different there.
Everyone's different, and you know what? I've done this a bunch of times over all the Ironmans, and I find that it's not much. It's no more than even 200 calories. Just a little bit of something solid to sustain me, and then you know, sometimes in Hawaii, one of the few races, I'll grab one of those third of a bananas that they hand up, and it's really gross. It squeezes into your hands, and you put it in your mouth, and it's pretty much like a goo, you know, like a gel liquid shot.
Now, different to Kona this year.
Yep.
On the run,
Yeah.
the pros have their own aid stations. You can put what you want on that aid stations. You have 5 of those, is that right?
That's right.
So what will you do different this year now that you have those aid stations that you weren't able to do in the past, or does that not change anything for you?
No, it changes. I mean, I already subtracted 5 minutes from my marathon time because of it. So
all right.
I feel you know what? It's excellent. To me, I do all my running with this bottle, and people say, how do you carry a pound and a half extra? But I just do. That's what I do. So I plant water through all my long runs. EFS, usually a couple scoops in there in some of the bottles. So to me, it's exactly like training. I couldn't be more excited about that rule. So what I'll do is I actually only do 100 calories. I figured I'm going to do 1 scoop of Great in 3 of the bottles, and I think I won't need any more in the other 2 because I do carry 2 flasks of liquid shot in the run, 1 from the start and 1 at the turnaround, or at Special Needs mile 18. So to me, I probably won't do as much extra calories, but that fluid will be absolutely key for me because, you know, for me, a lot of times it boils down to my high sweat rate and just keeping up.
Great. Well, good luck to you on Saturday, your 12th one. We're looking for another top 10 finish from you.
Thanks.
And good things to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it.